Well, g'day tubes, how's she hanging? Pretty good here. Everything's crunchy. So I'm just heading to the garage. I had a little bit of thinking there through the weekend, kind of thinking that maybe my my heat source for the little foundry we're building is probably not going to be enough heat. Not enough heat fast enough, if you know what I mean. So when I was over at Princess Auto there last week, I guess it was, we were in there, I seen a little torch, pretty cool little torch, propane torch, and I thought that might be a good idea. So we went over on yesterday there, Dylan and I, and we picked one up. So I got her here. We're gonna go inside and unpackage it and have a look at it. I got a couple of concerns though. All right, this might be a little overkill. Now I've already got a torch like this, but it is over here on my bench, I think, or my yeah, over there. Anyways, let me grab it first. Hang on. So this is my other one here. This is like a cast iron nozzle on this one. And it was longer at one time, but I guess from the heating and cooling, it gets pretty warm, eh? It started to crack. You can see some more cracks kind of coming here, right? So it was getting really bad and chips were falling off, so I just kind of hacked her off, and it still sort of works, I guess. But it was like this long, this much longer, so another maybe an inch and a half longer than that. So but my concern is this one, we've always ran it with like this adjustably kind of regulatory kind of thing here, pressure regulator, 3 to 35 psi, so you can adjust this and it actually will adjust your flame. This is kind of weird because it's also got like the on and off here. So you turn your tank on, you screw that valve in more here, and then it turns more pressure, but then you've also got an on and off here. So we've always ran it with like this regulator thing, but what my concern was this new one I picked up here, it doesn't have a regulator to come with it at all. So maybe you don't need one. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. Everything I've ever used, propane, has a regulator on it. But I guess these things draw so much, it's pretty much the raw, almost pressure coming right out of the tank. But I don't know if maybe there's some, I mean, these are, this little valve here, that's all there is on this one. You know, open, close, and that's kind of it. So they had a little bit fancier one down there that had like a squeezy handle thing on it too. You have but I'm like, yeah, I don't really need all that for what I'm doing with it. So you're probably asking, well, why don't you just use the other one you had? Well, this one is actually, well, it doesn't look like it there, but it is a little bit bigger nozzle on it, and it's actually meant for my burner outside. I don't know if we can see it. I've got it outside here. This is my grave thawer thing. Yeah, it's right here. You can see it out here on the sitting there trying to keep it out of the crap from rotting away, because it's really thin material they made that out of. But on the other end there's a hole where that nozzle goes in. So I kind of didn't want to mess with that. I wanted to keep that torch just for that, right? Plus the cemetery owns this torch and that equipment, so I can't really kind of, you know, alter it to make it work onto my little foundry thing, because I need it for that if ever I have to thaw a grave out. But another problem is, though, this torch here that we got, the nozzle's too big for the hole I drilled in the foundry. So that's not good. So I might, one of the reasons why I got this one too is then I can maybe alter the my nozzle here a little bit kind of thing, and make a a little smaller nozzle to fit maybe in the tube itself, or in the foundry there, you know, instead of this big one. Because if we look here, it's a 2-inch hole we drilled in there. Well, that's not gonna fit. So not really sure what size. Like, it's got this little flared lippy thing here, right? I'm not too sure what size it is before then, but I think it's still too big. Yeah, we've got roughly 2 1/4, so it's close. But no cigars there today. So, but first of all, I wanted to just unpack it here and kind of have a look at it and see what's kind of going on with it here. There's a bit of a instruction manual, so I don't know if that's going to tell me, oh, you got to supply your own regulator thingy or what. But I did watch some videos on these things and it seemed like they were using them without regulators. Just screws into the tank here. That's your POL fitting. Get this cap off of here. Come on, really? Really want to do this today to me? Come on. So that's your propane tank fitting there. Okay, I'll leave that. Oh, maybe that's, I don't know. It's weird. See, that's a different end on here. So maybe this is the regulator on the fitting, because look how small the little hole is there. So it's only going to let so much pressure and volume through, right? The other end is bigger. It screws onto the gun. So come with some instructions, and this is actually 400,000 BTU, which should be hot enough to freaking melt the whole thing down. Hopefully it doesn't, but the other guy here, the other one I got here is apparently a 500,000 BTU, 500,000 BTU. So whether it really is, I don't know, but okay, we'll just do that. So I'll read some instructions. It looks like actually it comes with a longer hose too, which is kind of nice. This is I better get some clippers, I think, to clip those zip ties off. All right, let's clip these off. That works more better. So it looks like, yeah, it's a fairly long hose. Let me just stretch her out here. Oh yeah, it's a really long hose. I kind of don't need a hose that long, but it's definitely longer than the one I got on that torch. It's well, I'm just over 6 feet, so it's 6. Must be 10 feet long. Huh. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So this, I presume, will just get hooked onto the end here. It's like a heat shrinky cap or something. They're like a flare fitting kind of thingy. I think that's the right name for them. And are they... Is this one reverse thread? It probably is. Yeah, backwards thread. So I'll go tighten that on with some wrenches here. Alrighty, I read the instructions. It doesn't say anything anywhere about a regulator, so I guess they figure it's safe. Like, this is made by Mr. Heater, and they do all kinds of, like, you know, furnaces. They do stuff like my furnace over there and stuff. They do, you know, this kind of stuff, obviously. They do those little, like, small kerosene ones that sound like a jet engine when they're heating kind of thing. So I guess it's all done by in here. Ooh. So I don't know. I'm gonna head her outside. I want to light this outside. I don't want to light this inside. And I'll give her a little shot here. But I was looking at the nozzle, and I guess this is like a burn chamber here. That's different though, because they've got, like, I don't know if you can see in there, like a little star thingy or whatever, round thingy with a bunch of holes in it. Where my other one, it's just like straight out. There's nothing. Like, all there is the little injector nozzly thing down there, and then that's kind of it. In she goes. So I guess the gas just gets in there, and it just, as it ignites, it's coming out here straight gas, you know, and then it hits in here, and that's your flame there. So I don't really understand what that thing is inside there, but I was looking at this, and it does have like a normal right-hand thread, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So if I can maybe probably make a new nozzle for this, and I don't know, I might have to use this part on the end here or something, but then I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's probably not a good thing to be messing with, but I'm going to need something because this is really close, but it's too big. It's either that or I have to drill out the foundry a little more, but let's head her outside and give her a test fire. So this thing, they call it a flame adjusting valve. So I'm like, okay. Well, maybe my sparker's no good. Try again here. Oh, there we go. So that's just on low. Give her some more juice, I guess. That works pretty good. Starting to burn off the nozzle already. Won't take long. Well, let's see. Does she cook leaves? Apparently so. Well, that's not too bad, really. That's a lot of wind coming out of there, though. When you crank her open. Give her some more burnage here. That's maybe too much. So no regulator. That's kind of cool. There's a piece of wood here. Let's see if we can burn this piece of wood without wrecking the asphalt here, of course. The asphalt's pretty cold, so it'll take a bit of abuse. Oh yeah, that's burning her up pretty good. Wow, this is pretty awesome. I think this is better than my other torch. It's funny, this stuff's burning off in here now. It smells like hot dogs. There we go. I guess that works pretty good. I kind of wonder if I even need a nozzle on there. Wonder what happens if you try to light just the end. It's just pour it out. It might blow up in your face. I don't know. Hard to say. Well, I know this thing is kind of like a mixer. It'll be pushing the gas out here, but it's also sucking a lot of air in and mixing oxygen with it. So you kind of need this thing, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to change that or not. I don't need the hole much bigger in the side of that thing, but it's got to be a little bit bigger. It's got to be what is it, 2.30 inch I think it was measuring at for this diameter of this part here. So I would have to make that hole a little bit bigger, I guess, on the side if I was just to use this and just, you know, shove it in about this far into the foundry, and then man, that'll frickin' be flames coming 6 feet out of the top of that thing. That should melt pretty much anything, if not the whole thing. Okay, so if you're curious, I just hooked up the old girl here. We're gonna give it a fire test. Haven't had it going for 4 or 5 years anyways. Should be all right still, I would think. Let's back this out a little bit. I don't think you really need those things though. Sparker. Better actually put the tank behind, maybe. There we go. It's more safe. the valve here now. I'll turn up this valve. And so you got this valve here too, right? Which works like the other one. So I kind of don't think we really need that. Works pretty good too. I use this one actually quite a bit for melting asphalt for fixing holes and stuff back here. It works pretty good. So just kind of get a chunk of asphalt in the ground, just heat it and rake it around till it all mushes again, and then smush it in your hole. I got a little stock of asphalt up by these trees way up there and behind. Not very much, but a little bit. So just in case you get a hole, works good. Okay, just out here doing a little bit of experimenting. Experimenting is fun. And don't worry about that fuel tank around the side of the building. I'm a long way from it. It doesn't look like it, but I am. Okay, so I've got the nozzle off. We're going to light it and see what happens here. Ooh. Too windy. Yeah, it doesn't want to stay lit. Interesting, so that kind of shrouds the flame to that nozzle. She's going. Yeah, it doesn't want to stay lit. I was experimenting there before too, and it was only like a small flame. You know, it's really pouring out here fast. The flame, I guess, doesn't stay lit enough to keep it burning. That was almost full blast there. Now the interesting thing is, show you here. If we go into this as a nozzle, just for say, a heck of a lot more than just itself, so you do need some kind of nozzle. I see here this kind of blows out. Can't actually burn it fast enough, but if you put a nozzle behind it, quite well. So that tells me that my table's on fire. There's no on it. I just burnt my table. That's funny. So I kind of think I can build a new nozzle for this. Hopefully. Alright, some more experiments. Now this is, of course, is too long of a nozzle. But I'm just trying to see what happens when it's got a tube like this. So we just got her stuffed inside, and just turn her on a little bit, see if she'll light. Oh, light. Sounds kind of cool, actually. So it's amazing how much air gets sucked in the back side here. Let me just walk her off a bit. This kind of turns to a yellow flame because it doesn't have enough oxygen to burn it, right? That's pretty cool, actually. So, more experiments. Is it warm? A little warm there. So that would definitely dictate how many air holes you'd have to drill, and how many, how long it could be. Because obviously for too long, let's see what happens if we're too long here. Kind of sounds funny, right? It's kind of dangerous too. But we don't need like a nozzle that long. This is actually a piece of 2-inch, which I need, but it's like 1/4-inch walled stuff. It's pretty huge. I got some other stuff here. It's a little thinner wall, but it's also a thinner pipe too. I don't know if this is what size this stuff is. 1.29, so it's probably actually 1.25 inch. Stuff, so a little bit too small, I think, because in the foundry a little bit floppy. I think what the best thing to do is have like a solid piece of stuff just kind of go in here. Looks like it's going to need a little bit of hogging out, and then have your air holes around here, the torch out here, so it'll suck the air right in through there and then burn really good. But I see it's not quite 2 inches there, so I'll have to hog that out with something, I guess. That's just a little overkill on that stuff there, quarter inch thick stuff. So we'll have to see if I've got anything else around here, or might have to get a piece of stuff from up there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it up there today to the steel place for a piece of that stuff. Darn it. Oh well. Well, I think instead of hacking this apart just to get the nut off it, maybe just keep this all intact. I'll go see if I can find a nut for that. It's a little bigger. I don't know if I've got a tap. It's kind of fine-ish, sort of threadish too. Not super fine, but probably Chinese thread or whatever they call that. So I could probably just pop this off of here and take it up to the nut and bolt guy there, and he could probably get me a nut for it, and then I could just remake a nozzle and drill some holes and stuff or whatever into it so it burns good. But you guys are probably thinking, holy crap, that's a little overkill. Well, yeah, it is, but you know what? It's nice to have something with a little bit of throttle on it, if you know what I mean. I can turn it up if it's not melting good, turn it down if it's melting too good. The other thing here from the trailer, I just don't think it would have enough flame. It's just kind of, it's hardly even on, right? So, plus it's also regulated at 0.5 psi through its regulator here, so that wouldn't probably be too good. So this is a little more controllable, and I feel kind of a little bit safer with that. So yes, but yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll maybe see if I can figure out what thread that is, and then I can just make something from there. I'll have to make the end plate and then drill holes in it or whatever, or maybe just weld the nut right to the, well, I don't know yet, so I haven't even got that far. So, but it's pretty simple, basic, really. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's just this other little round thing in there. It's got me a little bit concerned. Must be a diffuser or something. I don't know. It's funny that my other one doesn't have it. It burns pretty good too. So, but maybe it helps suck more air, direct more air or something. I don't know. There's lots of holes though, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind if I build a new nozzle. Well, I think that thread's looking pretty close. It's the closest one I got, anyways. And this is a 1.5 millimeter. Metric, of course, and I don't have a die that size to make my own, or a tap to make my own, sorry. So I'm gonna have to get a nut from them guys, I guess. Anywho, that's about it for today. I gotta get supplies to make this thing, and I don't know if I'll get up there or not today or not, unless my wife has to go out somewhere. Maybe I'll jump in the car and go with her, but it might not be till tomorrow, or maybe the next day, till I get some supplies to maybe make this nozzle. Hopefully it works. The place, unfortunately, where I get the nuts from is a minimum $10 purchase, so I mean, it doesn't take long to get up to $10, but I don't kind of really think I need anything else there, so $10, I might have to get about 60 freaking nuts to make $10 worth, but anyways, we'll have spares. Spares I'll never use ever again, but it's kind of stupid how they do that, but I can sort of understand it. It's, you know, whatever. It's not, I don't think, very good business practice to minimum $10 or we can't sell it to you. Okay, I can see that some people are doing that with the swipey debit card machines, minimum $5 purchase, you know, because it does cost them money. But I guess if you're buying a nut that's 20 cents, it's not worth the paperwork, right? So they can't just be giving this stuff out. They still got to make money. So anyways, that's that. So I need you guys to let me know. The last little while I've been making videos for you guys and stuff, and they've been fairly longish. I just need to know if they're too long, if like an hour or just over an hour is too long of a video. I've just noticed my average view duration has dropped a lot on my video stuff, and I just kind of thinking that it's maybe because the videos are too long. People just don't want to take the time or can't take the time to sit there and watch a whole hour long Billstmaxx videos. So just let me know if you think they're too long. I kind of maybe like to try a while just to keep them a bit shorter, maybe 20 to 30 minutes or something like that. It's hard. I like to show you guys as much detail and stuff as I possibly can so you get the whole picture. So, you know, like for instance, the other day I cut a bunch of stuff out when we, what were we doing here? Stuff with the foundry. I guess making that crucible. I cut a lot of footage out because I'm like, holy cow, I'm already up to like 46 minutes, you know? But I kind of figure, you know, if I don't show you cutting the crucible and the saw or whatever and stuff like that, you'll be like, well, how did you cut that? Now you know, right? So, but I don't know, it just seems like the videos are maybe too long and people are kind of losing interest a bit. I'm definitely not getting the views I was either from even a year or a bit ago. So I don't know, you guys let me know if you think they're too long. We'll shorten them up. I'll have to just chop more footage out of them or whatever and then go from there. But it definitely has changed a lot in the last year for sure. So maybe I'm doing more boring things. I don't know. I don't really have anything else sort of big projecty wise, bucket wise to build. You know, I've kind of built everything for everything I have. I don't really have anything else to do. So, but anyways, just let me know. But what's going on and stuff. And if you think they're too long, we'll shorten them. If you think they're all right, okay. But I'm really leaning to shorten them to half an hour maximum kind of stuff. So, but anyways, that's it. I guess for today, we'll head her out. I'll get some supplies tomorrow or today or whatever, and we'll maybe start trying to build a new nozzle tomorrow. So have a good night. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Well, just to let you know, I got a nut from my nut guys. Kind of weird, but got nuts. They got all kinds of nuts. So we got a nut. That's good. Good nut too, actually. And I went and got a piece of pipe, and I got the stuff that's got no weld joint inside. A little more expensive, but should work good. So we got way more than this than we need, but they had this piece already there. It's a 3 foot 4 inch, 2 inch, 156 thou. So a little thicker kind of than I wanted, but that should work. Hopefully it'll throw a flame.